Hello, everybody. I'm Dorothy, professional astrologer. So today, let's talk about June 24th and the astrology for today and the energy and the vibrational. It's a vibration. It's a feel. What are we going to get out of today's energy? What do we get to focus on? What do we get to use? What should we pay attention to? I'm going to cover all of that in what we talk about for today. And then when we're done that astrology, and if you're new here, I'm going to share the screen with you so you can see what I'm looking at. And then we're going to do the Astro Dice. Those are always a whole lot of fun. It's just a little extra content, I used to use them at psychic fairs a lot because, 15-minute astrology forecast is quite tough. When you're looking at a chart and then you're looking at a natal chart and transit chart. And anyway, so the Astro Dice are great for quick, fast questions. And then we're going to do a card. So those of you who know this routine, welcome back. And those of you who are new here, hey, push that subscribe button. That would be a great way to support this free content. I appreciate it. All right, here's the chart I'm looking at for today. And I'm going to relate this to something in the future. So stay with us because there is some content here that's quite important. All right. Today, the moon moves pretty quickly, right? So any lunar aspect that we have, it's only going to last a few hours, the real intense feel of it. If there isn't even an intense feel, it will vary person to person. Again, we all come from our own perspective. Now today, and this is at 6:15 Eastern Daylight Time, PM, 6:15 PM Eastern Daylight Time, the 24th, is when the moon in Taurus will make its conjunction to Uranus. Now, this goes on every month. However, I just find to me, it's important that I'm focusing on this now because on August 1st, I'll show you that chart too in a minute, but on August 1st, we have Mars, Uranus and the North Node are exact. They're at 18 degrees. The moon's not in there, but this right now it is. And I just felt like focusing on this because it gives us clues when we see stuff and we see patterns because, astrology is cycles and patterns that repeat. And then we get extra insight. We can get insight as well. This is what happened before. So we can anticipate how it might feel at another time. And that's why I'm looking at this and I'm shooting us ahead to August 1st. And so moon Uranus, the energy of this really is represented of sudden insight, sudden movements, something happening. We can't even predict what that sudden thing is because Uranus always will surprise us. But how we respond to it is what's important. And does it have to happen at this exact time today? No, it does not. But I have to tell you, whenever Uranus is angular, you're for sure going to find something, a sudden happening. And what does that mean? That's when Uranus is at the northeast, south, and west positions. At your latitude and longitude. I know that's so sciencey, but that's what that represents. So when we have this connection, moon Uranus conjunction, and the North Node is right close with it. We're looking at a sudden shift or a recognition or realization in a habit, a pattern, what we value, what's important to us. Again, for us here on the East Coast, this is Friday evening. So it could even be, Uranus and Taurus has the financial astrologers tell us that this is definitely part of the market, the financial markets kind of doing their roller coasters at this point in time. So, but if that's not a thing for you, don't worry about it. I want us to focus on or be aware of, you don't have to focus on it, be aware that if something sudden comes in, then there's a need for some change. Because that's what this moon Uranus connection really shows me. Change, something needs to change, something needs to shift. I need to see something from a new perspective. How strong do I feel? When we have this, the moon and Uranus are at a 45-degree angle to the sun. And so this moon is now in the balsamic lunar phase because the new moon isn't for about 4 days from now. But when the moon is 45 degrees behind the sun, which it is here, we're now in the balsamic lunar phase. And so that represents a release and a let go, a release and let go, and releasing so we can create space for what is to come. So on this day, on the 24th, what we have here just tells me that if something leaves our lives or something suddenly shifts and we're surprised by it, and we can be surprised by it. It's not the end of the world though, but we can be surprised by it. But then take a breath or two and then look at how is it creating some space for you? What is it that you can let go of so it can create more freedom, more independence? Those are the things that I really want us to focus on. And this is something that we will also see when we get to August 1st. I'll pull that chart up, and the moon's moved on and it's a different time of day. So Uranus is in a different location now. And this is August 1st, and we have that lunar north node, Mars and Uranus are conjunct at 18. So it's a whole degree away. Here's the 24th again, 17 degrees of Taurus and 29 minutes. Here it is a month later, 18 degrees of Taurus and 14 minutes. However, Mars is in there. And when Mars and Uranus are together, it creates an even bigger bang for your buck, if you will, a lot more power. So we'll really dig into that when we get closer, opposite the South Node squaring Saturn. We'll talk about that when August 1st gets closer. But I want you to recognize, come back to today, to the 24th, and I want you just to recognize that if you're aware, potentially, just journal, write down how you're feeling, even if something big doesn't happen today in your world, still what got your attention? There could have been something in the news or whatever. What got your attention? Use that, pay attention to that. And again, that 45-degree angle to the sun definitely means that there is, we're at an end of a cycle, and it's difficult. It can feel difficult. So even if something shows up that feels uncomfortable for you, I still want you to recognize that there is something important as well happening here. So it can create space for what is to come next. Because I know life is very lifey. And I've been feeling it just like everybody else. All right, we're going to work on some Astro Dice, and I'm going to get the new moon forecast up probably Saturday morning. So that will be the weekend forecast. Astrologically over the weekend, the 25th and the 26th. I'm looking right now. The moon is moving through Taurus for the rest of the weekend. Not for the rest of Saturday on the 25th. So it squares Saturn. So that's really grounding. It sextiles Neptune. So that creates, this is Saturday morning. So that creates some harmonious receptivity for Saturday morning, the 25th. And then I'll just show you the chart after all. Why not? We'll just animate it too. Let's get to tomorrow. That's not the chart I want to animate. I want to animate this one. Yeah, there we go. Here's Saturday, the 25th. So yeah, so there's the moon at the very end. It trines Pluto throughout the day, in the day. So that gives us an opportunity to feel empowered. Again, while the moon is in its balsamic phase, we feel empowered. We're defining what we value, moon in Taurus, whether it's good food, good company. You've made some financial decisions that help you to feel secure. All of those things are what we're focusing on Friday, Saturday. And then when we get to Sunday, the moon will be in Gemini. And when the moon is in Gemini, that brings us further into communication. But, all of Gemini right now is balsamic because it is. So that means inner dialogue, inner words, reconsidering in a way similar to a retrograde of Mercury gives us an opportunity to reconsider things we've said, thought, done, contracts we've signed. All right. So lots of loose ends get tied up when the moon is in the balsamic phase. I'll talk more on Monday about that because we'll still be there on Monday. I'll talk about it with the new moon forecast. How's that? We'll do that next. Not in this recording, in the next recording. All right. Now we're going to ask the spirit just for a little extra message. What does spirit want us to know? If you have a question, go ahead and ask that for yourself right now. And we got the sun in Sagittarius in the 4th house. So when I see the sun, it represents we're looking at the collective right now, because this is just a collective content here for all of us. So the sun represents where we want to shine, our passions, what our purpose right now is in Sagittarius. So that's in the 4th house. So this tells me if somebody's traveling, a person, an individual, Sagittarius is foreign country, 4th house is home. So it could very well be that somebody's going home, somebody's traveling home. There's quite a few people that watch this, so I don't know who this is for. It doesn't matter if I know or not. So that's a piece of it. Now, this could also be that you welcome company from another country into your home. And if that isn't even in the realm of things, because like for me, none of those things matter at all to me. Oh, it certainly would be fun to travel, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not going anywhere. I don't have anybody coming here, especially anyone from another country. So there we are. So what else does that mean? It could also mean, let me contemplate this for another minute. Maybe not that long. Sun and Sag in the 4th. A self-discovery by taking a class at home, like online classes. Sag just loves information, loves to learn. So it could be, and the 4th house is the home, staying home. It could be somebody is making a decision to sign up for some new classes, to finish a degree. We are in the Balsamic lunar phase, so finishing up something that you haven't quite completed, things like that. All right. Thanks for your support, guys. So the way you can do that is just, thumbs up, comment below, subscribe, share this to your groups. And financially, you can support me by coming and getting a session if you like, or buying a class, or joining Patreon, whatever you're comfy with. The card we picked, Nature Spirits. I want that one. Sacred Mountain came up too. So it's about nature and sacredness and nature. They're both very sacred cards. Get out there. If you have good weather, get out. Even if you don't have good weather, get outside. A lot of people live in the Northern Hemisphere. And even if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and it's not the dead of winter, but it's certainly winter. Get out, enjoy the nature where you're at. And in this, I'm going to complain about something right now. Mars is conjunct my Mars. So I am lucky. I am not all pissy about stuff, because I'm not. And I love nature. And you guys know I love nature. It means so much to me. However, today it was really annoying because the lawn I live in a complex. The lawn person comes, and then they're driving around, and there's patches in the grass. And so they're spraying chemicals or something to make the grass grow more. And then they go where it's not growing. And then they go around with the weed whacker and cut the grass that's growing too tall. And then they go with a leaf blower. Heaven forbid, grass hangs out in the parking lot a little bit. So then they blow that off. Oh, yeah. I don't understand lawns. I don't understand lawns, nature, wildflowers. I don't mind mowing a little bit because it's fine to keep a little bit of the wildlife back from ticks and things. But boy, that stuff it's crazy. That's how I feel. All right, I'll be back with the new moon forecast very soon. Have a great weekend, everybody. And that new moon forecast will be up before the weekend is done. And I will see you again. Namaste.